The Pacers have no alibi because that was ugly. They lose to the Knicks for their first loss of the 2024-25 season. It was close for a while, I promise, and then it wasn't the rest of the way. Pacers fall in New York in the first match since last year's playoffs, 123-98. 98 relevant. We're going to stick on that for just a second because that is the lowest Pacers scoring total for all of last season. They scored 99 or more every game. They were only under 100 once, and it was that 99-pointer. So the worst offensive output from the Pacers in this current iteration of the team with, Obi Toppin and a bunch of other guys that they got last summer, and it looked like it. They were good early, I promise. This was a super fun game for 16 minutes-ish, early second quarter. Pacers and Knicks back and forth, trading buckets, could go either way. Pacers lead 35-34 with 8 minutes to go. Knicks score to make it 36-35 with 7:50 to go. And at that moment, about 20 seconds later, the Pacers brought in their starters, and Jalen Brunson came in. And then the Knicks completely dominated the rest of the way. If you don't want to do math very quickly, I don't blame you. 87-63 the rest of the way. The Knicks absolutely crushed for the final 2.5 basically quarters. The second those subs came in, the Knicks took off. They were up 9 about 4 minutes. They were up 11 about 4 minutes later. They were up bigger by the half. They were up even bigger by the end of the third, and the Pacers had no chance to catch back up. Tyrese Haliburton in the locker room after the game, I wasn't there. I just watched a video of what he said. Talked about how he didn't think the defense was truly awful from the Pacers, and I actually agree with him. They were just in transition so much because their offense absolutely sucked. And that is the headlining takeaway from this game for the Pacers, is that they looked atrocious on offense. You know how many threes the starting lineup made in this game? Well, guess what? If you're watching this video and you don't play for the Pacers, you also made as many threes as the entire Pacers starting lineup. They missed every single one. 0 for 17 were the Pacers starters. Aaron Nesmith only took one. He missed it. Pascal Siakam 0 for 4. Miles Turner 0 for 3. Tyrese Haliburton 0 for 7 of his 8 shots, all from deep. And Andrew Nembhard 0 for 2. That's not going to cut it. 2 makes from deep for Ben Mathurin. 1 for Jarris Walker. That's it. That's the entirety of the Pacers' 3-point successes in MSG. 3 for 30. Both of those numbers, I would argue, are concerning. 30 is extremely low for what this Pacers team likes to get up. And 3 is even more concerning. I will say this. I thought the quality of many of the looks was pretty good in the first half when the Knicks really ran away, that stretch I just talked about in the second quarter. I truly thought the Pacers were doing a good job getting good threes. They missed all of them. Every single one with that starting group. 3 for 30. Look, they lost this game for lots of reasons. They didn't look good. They didn't look connected. They didn't play well, really on either end, but they were better on defense than offense. But that is their worst three-point shooting percentage in a game since January of 2018. That is over 6 years ago. Nate McMillan was the coach of the Pacers at that time. If you shoot that bad from deep, you just lose. Among the many things that also went wrong, that is the whole story of the game, right? We can stop right there and talk about many other things, and we will, but that is everything. When you shoot that bad, you cannot win. You just can't. Now, the Pacers did a lot of other things bad in this game, and I think the second headlining thing everybody should and will talk about is Tyrese Haliburton, who stunk it up scoring in this game. 0 for 8, did not attempt a free throw, 5 assists, 0 points, 5 assists for Tyrese Haliburton. They lost his minutes by 23. That is the third time in his career he has not scored. One was in New Orleans last year. The first one came with the Sacramento Kings. That is number 3. It just, look, of the 7 threes, the last one he took, you could tell he's trying to get out of a funk and took one. I thought most of them were pretty good shots that I've seen Tyrese Haliburton make before, but he's not making them. He said he'll get shots up tomorrow and hope to be better against Philly. They need him to be. He is now 1 for 16 from 3 this season, and he can't have a nothing, right? He didn't shoot well in Detroit, but he ended up scoring enough, right? He made 5 twos, right? 4 2-point shots. He was scored in double figures that night. He got to the line enough. Like, he was still an effective offensive player. They dominated in his minutes. In this game, he was not at all. Now, they could overcome that if they got good guard play in their starting five elsewhere on the perimeter. Aaron Nesmith, 2 for 5, missed his only 3. Andrew Nembhard, 3 turnovers, 2 assists, only made 1 shot. He had 2 points and 2 assists and 3 turnovers. So the perimeter attack of the Pacers starting five was not even close to good enough. They couldn't overcome any of their individual struggles because they were all bad at the same time. They had trouble defending Brunson. I thought Aaron Nesmith was doing okay early in this game in that regard, but once Brunson got rolling, they had no chance of stopping him. They tried Nembhard on him. It didn't work. The front court in the Pacers starting five, I thought both played all right games. Pascal Siakam was 5 for 7 on 2s. Miles Turner was 5 for 6 on 2s. Obviously, everybody missed 3s, so I'm skipping that for now. 13 for Turner with 7 rebounds. 12 for Siakam with 5 rebounds. He had 2 assists. Those were the best. They had some high-low actions going on. They looked okay. Ben Mathurin looked great again. He had 20 points on 8 for 13 shooting. He did get to the foul line. Right, they had some efficient nights from a lot of their bench guys, which kept the Pacers in it. The bench was the only thing working for the Pacers all night. They found ways to score at times, but they had just way too little guard play. Way too little guard play in this game, and they never had a chance to even come back once their bench came in the second half to try to boost the energy, get their offense rolling. It was too late, and they couldn't get enough stops at that point to get it done. Such is life on a night you shoot 3 for 30. You're going to have to do exceptional things elsewhere to keep up. And the Pacers did shoot exceptionally well from 2-point range. 38 for 53 inside the arc. That's really good. That is really good. That is 71.6%. And it wasn't even close to enough for them to win the game because of how bad they were from deep. Now, that wasn't the only struggles they had. Turnovers, they had 15. The Knicks had some late in this game, 3 from their really deep bench group with Kolek, Dadier, and Hakporti. But in general, they did a very good job taking care of the ball. The Pacers did not. That was a big swing in this game. The Pacers missed a bunch of free throws. They took 9 fewer free throws than the Knicks, but still missed more in this game. That really hurt them. So they lost the efficiency battle in this game by a mile. They took 1 fewer shot. They had less chances. I truly agree with Haliburton. It won't show up statistically that they defended okay in this game, right? They actually kind of made life hard on Brunson at times. Karl Towns, 5 for 11. He did live at the line, but they did stuff to make it difficult on him. But they had no chance. I mean, they had no chance once the Knicks got rolling in the second quarter, and it just kept spiraling from their poor offense. It bled to the other end at times, and that's how you lose a game. An emotional game, they just get completely blown out on the road. And it all comes down to the offense, and they need Tyrese Haliburton to get going. They need to look connected on the offensive end. They have not played an inspiring offensive game yet. If you made me just diagnose it, I would say it doesn't look like their passing and pace is there the way it was last season. They were always fast. They were always moving the ball last year. They at times can get to it. They always have threats that keep them efficient and give them a good floor on that end, but it hasn't been zipping enough, and it hasn't been the style that they were playing last season when they were so hard to guard, and it cost them. And they lost, and they are now 1-1, and they play Philly in their home opener Sunday. Philly banged up. They need to win that one, get back on track. Given how hard their early season schedule is, they need to take advantage of that one. We'll talk about that one here on this channel when that game's over. Bummer, crummy one for the Pacers. We'll talk about Pacers-Sixers Sunday afternoon when it ends. Looking forward to that. Thanks for watching this one, guys. We'll see you very soon.